y'all, Sarah here at This Simple Life. My dog is joining me. He is just following me all over the house today. I don't know why. We went to church this morning and he is following me all over the place. So I hope you guys don't mind if he makes some entrances in here while I'm talking. Today I'm going to be sharing our end of Q2 homeschool update. And if you are interested in hearing how it's going, then keep watching. I think I'm going to jump right into how it's going, and maybe I'd look on my face, you can tell that Q2, the end of Q2 basically has gone 100. Hope I'm not speaking too soon because we're just basically 1 week back into our homeschool routine since our Christmas break. I did take an extra long break, and I feel like that does have something to do with it, but I also wanted to take that time just so I could change up some things. I really needed to step back and just pray over what we were doing. I don't know about y'all, but when I spend money on curriculum, I want us to finish it. Like, I am like, we're going to stick with it and we will do something else next year if this isn't working for us. But it was to the point where I think I told y'all in Q1 update, at the end of Q1 update, it was basically stealing our joy. We were not excited to get up and do school. That has completely changed, and I'm so happy. I came back refreshed, knowing that we were going to make some big changes, but I had no idea. We're just 1 week, like I said, we just finished a full week of homeschool after Christmas break, and I'm going to tell you 100 times the difference. It has made the biggest difference, y'all. So much peace, and I am so thankful. It's what is so needed right now, and I am just so thankful. I'm just so thankful. So I'm going to tell you some of the changes we've made and all of the stuff, and I hope it helps some of y'all. As many of y'all know, we did begin BJU this year. This was our very first year using BJU, and I made some changes with my younger kids, but basically the only changes I made with them was I just kind of simplified some things. Like, maybe I took away some of the things that they were having to do because I basically got the full curriculum kit. We're basically working on reading, writing, and arithmetic for my second grader and my first grader, and that is even going great. Like, they don't say, oh, I dread, like my youngest was even, my first grader was like dreading doing school, and that is not where you want a first grader to be, or a second grader, or really a seventh grader. Obviously a seventh grader is going to have a bigger workload, and it shows, but I don't believe it should be such a drudge, and that wasn't the way it was in years past. And I'm going to tell you something. This isn't to down BJU or any of their materials. I think all of their materials are amazing, and I'm still using them. But a lot of them, I'm just using them differently. And so I'm actually, if you see me looking out the window, I'm in front of a window. And we are actually getting snow right now, y'all. It is snowing. Like, really big snowflakes. Yeah. I would turn y'all around, but I don't think my neighbors would probably appreciate me showing y'all their house. But it is really pretty. Anyway, it's just a side note. I live in Texas and I'm getting snow. Yeah, these are like the months right now. January, just a side note, January and February in North Texas are usually the cold, bitter months. And it's cold, y'all. It's cold. It's like in the 30s, maybe probably in the high 20s as well. So yeah. So we are doing school. We are in the house a lot, and I want us to love our school, our homeschool year. Obviously, it's going to be school. We can't get away from the fact that it's school. But I want us to have joy doing it, and it's changed. I cannot even express how happy I am, how thankful to God I am that it's changed so much. But anyway, enough with that introduction. Like I said, not saying anything against BJU. I think it just isn't exactly the curriculum we're looking for. But I can see it working amazing, and that's the thing. I am making it work for us. And that's the thing about a curriculum that I've heard so many people say about all curriculums. Make the curriculum work for you. And that is what we've done. And I'm going to jump right in and show you kind of what we've changed and what we're doing while I'm working with my youngest two, because they need kind of more one-on-one help. They just do right now. That's the ages and stages they're in. And so I was going to show you what my oldest is doing while I am working with I've got so much other paperwork here. I don't know why I grabbed it all. Anyway, so while I'm helping my younger two, my oldest works on handwriting. He does one page, like this front and back page. He does the whole thing. So that keeps him busy. Then the next thing he does is he does a page of Mad Libs. Because he's pretty good at English. He's done most of the English. He did pretty much most of the English for 7th grade already. So then it was literature's time. Well, I need to help him with some of that. And what we're going to do, which I'm going to tell you, and that's going great. But anyway, with the Mad Libs, that gives him something to do, and it kind of makes him work on more grammar. It's just more basic grammar stuff, and it's really good, and it's really interesting to see what they come up. Here's like a sample page, and it's like they do different things. They tell you what you're going to be working on. Like this one's tomorrow is going to be interview with the comedian, and it'll be like question, were you always a stand-up blank? Answer, no, I had many blank jobs in my blank lifetime. In my blank lifetime. So basically he has to fill in, and it'll tell him what to fill in, like a noun, verb, adjective, a number, plural noun, and he does that, and that's been going great. So he does those two things. Oh yeah, and this is something else I've been having him do. I bought this a while ago from Usborne, and it's just working great. I basically went to our homeschool shelf and just pulled out some things that I knew that he could work on that would benefit him right now. And he also has like some math activities that he can do as well if he gets done with that. So far, by the time he's done with all this and this, which is the third thing I have him do, then basically I'm done with the younger two, and then he can either, or if I'm not done, then he can take a break, have a snack or lunch at that point, or whatever. So what we're doing is my first story writing book, and it's really cute. It's actually, I bought it from Usborne, and it's just, I'll show you a blank page. Basically, they just give him writing prompts and things like that, and it is just really, really good. I've really, really enjoyed it. So he kind of started that. He's only done that for 1 week, but so far it's going really good. And of course, they'll not have him like fake a recipe. I think this will be pretty interesting to see because he's never been much to want to do anything in the kitchen as far as cooking. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to come up with as far as the recipe. Kind of interesting because he kind of has that, he has like a really creative mind. And so I'm curious to see what he's going to come up for. So it will be interesting. All right. Then when my younger two are done and he's done with that stuff, then what I do is go one-on-one with my son and we work. Normally, we work on math first, which is Matthew sees Zeta. And then it's decimals and percents because that's what he needed help with before he jumps into pre-algebra next year. He needed some help with the decimals and percents. And also memorizing his times table. He works on that as well because he needed some little encouragement on that. So, and you're getting a lot of that in this book as well. You're getting a lot of all of the things. Of course, he's going to be doing, of course, the pi r squared type of thing as well. Just all the things. It gets into a lot of stuff. We've only started like the second lesson. There's 30 lessons, but I don't feel like we're going to have too much of a trouble getting through it at the beginning of summer because what I do, which I will try to do a whole nother video on this as well, I try to like save some, like not a lot, but maybe 1/4 of the book, and my kids work on that through the summer because there's nothing worse than getting to the beginning of a new year and my kids have forgotten all the math facts, all the English things that they learned the previous year. So I do that for a reason. We don't want to forget all those. And it just keeps... Plus, it keeps the, Mom, I'm so bored. It's so boring. I can't do anything on 110-degree days. So, keeps that from happening. The other thing we do, and this has just been going like so smoothly, we are doing history with the good and the beautiful, year 1. and it is doing so well. And sometimes my younger two will listen in. Sometimes they are spent. They've done the reading, writing, and arithmetic, which is what I require of them right now. And then sometimes they'll go play, or sometimes they will listen in to what we're doing with history. I have done most of this history book with them already. Basically, the way I can do it with my oldest, we can just zoom through it and it goes really, really easy. We are actually up to maybe lesson 4 or lesson 5. We may be on lesson 5 now. Yeah, we're going to be on lesson 5 tomorrow. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, and whenever they ask us to go to this book, which we haven't gotten to that point yet, sometimes they'll ask us to go with the maps, which we just did, the Nile Delta and all that kind of stuff. Then we go to this history story, the big book of history stories with the good and a beautiful year 1 history, and that's going really well as well. And it kind of really helps me really focus on my oldest to make sure he's grounded in these history things. So my younger two will get plenty of time, because once we go through the 4 years, and then I think they're going to have like a government, I think they're going to have something like a civics and government class as well. I would have to double check, but I know there's going to be like a total of 6 years. And that is, yeah, my son's in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And then by the time he gets completely through with these 4 years of the good and the beautiful on rotation, those 4 years, and then there's going to be like 2 more years of stuff coming, I would think, in the next couple of years, and then he will do that, and then he will be graduated. So, yeah. But my younger two will still be doing year 1, because we're just going to like rotate back through, which I really love that style. I was really thinking that it would be good for them to have their own history, but I don't know. I really miss the good and the beautiful history. Not doing it this year, so I'm really excited that we've jumped back into it. So that was another big thing that we did. Then for science, what are we are doing exploring creation with astronomy. They do have like workbooks and things to go with this, but since was just kind of spur of the moment, I am just reading through it, and it was so much information. But my youngest was super excited to learn about planets and all that stuff. So we are all enjoying just reading this like as a read aloud and stuff like that. Oh, and also there are read alouds that go with the year 1 history, and I will kind of talk about what we've done. But since we already went through the one about Egypt, the pilgrims, or I don't remember. I will try to have it go across the screen because I seriously don't remember what the name of that book was. But we already did it, and so we're taking advantage of just having a read aloud, the cricket in Times Square, and when we get to the end of this unit 1, learning about Egypt, ancient Egypt, then we are going to actually watch the movie The Prince of Egypt. I feel like that will just tie everything in and kind of be a nice, sweet movie to end that unit of history. So the next thing we have done, and the final thing we are doing, is literature, explorations in literature. It is with BJU Press. I do have the DVDs and all of the lessons and all that. But what we are doing is just going through. I am reading. My oldest is reading. We are kind of going back and forth reading these stories, and they are just, I'm really loving them. I will more than likely purchase the literature book from them next year as well for 8th grade, because just the stories themselves are so rich and so kind of really biblically based as well. And they're just good, encouraging little stories, and I am personally loving them. And so he can have this book and look at it and read from it. And I have the teacher's book that I read from or look at while he's reading. And it just works really, really good that way. So, and another thing I have is setting up here. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Matthew C, but we're using Zeta this year. And the way it works is that it actually comes with a DVD. So you have, I believe, of course, since you have 30 lessons, and you have 30 lessons on this as well. And so you do your you listen to Mr. Demi. he gives you the lesson. It's really, really short. It's like maybe, I would say 7 minutes at the most. I mean, it's really super short. But it gives you a kind of a summation of what you're going to be doing in that particular chapter. And then you take the book and you work through that for the week. Or in our case, we are actually going a little bit quicker. I'm having him sometimes double up on some pages since we started it after Christmas, but that's really no problem because I feel like he already kind of got some of it when we were doing the BJU math. It was just a little bit. They were really running through things that I felt like needed to be like really like majored upon with him. And so, I most kids probably would love BJU for that reason. The way I feel like BJU math might be kind of a spiral approach to math. I mean, I've heard that people say it's not a spiral approach, that it is mastery. You know, it takes a while, like they give a lot of lessons on it, but I don't feel like I don't know. It's not super majored upon. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I love about Math UC. It's very mastery based. And kids, I feel like, would get really, really bored with Math UC. But the way I learn is the same way my oldest learns as well. I've kind of we've run the gamut on math curriculums. Math UC is my oldest son's brain. Yeah, definitely Math UC. I mean, it hands down is the best for my oldest in his learning style. My younger two do okay with BJU, and so we're continuing using math for them because they're doing just fine. Their minds, their brains work just well with that particular style of math. I have looked enough at some other math curriculums. Yeah, I'm already shopping. I've already ordered next year's math curriculum for my youngest two. I haven't ordered it for my oldest yet, but I have ordered it for my youngest two. I'm deciding that I'm going to get it in chunks because I want it bought in here. It would be very nice if it was all here by the beginning of summer or the end of spring. I would love that. So I want that my whole summer. Like, I want the whole thing. Besides, you know, us doing a little bits of school here, I want us just kick back and like have reading and all the things, but really just soak in the summer. I'm really looking forward to summer. So I hope y'all enjoyed that second quarter update as we were rolling into our third quarter. I use quarters kind of loosely because we do go on a 34 to 40 week school schedule, so I'll use them kind of loosely because we do some school in the summer as well, so I that counts as school. And so I mean, basically we could be still in our second quarter because of the week, because we're I don't remember the week we are on. Actually, I have it written in my planner, which I don't have in here, but anyway, so I use that kind of loosely. Second quarter, but this is basically where we are at the halfway point and really going good so far. And I hope y'all's school year is going good as well. And I hope you have a good week. And I'll talk to you guys in my next one. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.